Hey guys, it's Holly, and today I'm going to be shooting a video about doing contour on a budget, and I don't know what my hair is doing today. Alright, I literally never wear shit like this, so... Okay, so I've already done my makeup, my foundation. I set my foundation with powder. I did my eyes, my eyeliner, mascara, and my brows and my lips. So now the last step is to contour and highlight. So the first product that I'm going to use is the Contouring Palette Contour by Wet n Wild MegaGlo. Oh wow, that's really reflective. And I got this in the shade Dulce de Leche. This is a new formula and I've only used it probably for about a week. And what I've noticed is that this side is very wrinkled and kind of loses a lot of powder, but the actual formula is really nice, so I'm going to continue using it anyway. So the first step is going to be grabbing a contour brush. I like this e.l.f. contouring brush. It's literally called e.l.f. contouring brush. You can find it at the drugstore. The reason it's nice is because the bristles are... Wow. I'm like not Englishing today. I'm tired. Sorry. The bristles are very densely packed and they are shaped like this so that you can easily get into your contouring zone on your cheekbone. So the way to figure out where you apply the contour is by putting your brush against your cheek and just kind of rolling it until you feel it go down. So from here, for me, it's right about here. I already have somewhat defined cheekbones anyway, so it's easy to see, but if you don't, that trick works really well. So I'm going to dip my brush very, very lightly into here. And I'm going to put the prices for all these products below, but this was like $5 and all other contouring powder is like $10 or more at the drugstore. So that's why this is called contouring on a budget. So I'm going to lightly dip this in here and I'm actually going to tap off the excess because this stuff is very pigmented. I'm going to go into that zone, start back in that zone and only sweep forward a little bit. You do not want to go all the way down to your mouth because it looks kind of comical and it's not natural because your cheekbones don't go all the way down there. So, as you can see, this is very pigmented. It's also somewhat difficult to blend. So if you don't want to spend an hour blending it, I suggest not putting a lot on. I put quite a bit on, but that's how my day is going. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, that looks about even. The next step is going to be to blend this in, and since I like using bronzer anyway around my face to give it a pop of color, especially in the summertime, I'm going to actually blend it in with my bronzer. But before I do that, I'm going to apply bronzer to the edge of my hairline to kind of give my face some sculpting and color around there. So I'm going to just sweep some bronzer. And the bronzer that I'm using is the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Bikini contest. This was $3.99 at Five and Below. It was on sale for like $2 I think at Target, and these are right next to each other on the display. So very, very simple. They go together. Really nice. So I'm going to dip the same contouring brush into this Wet n Wild Color Icon and I'm going to apply it to my hairline. Alright, so once you apply it around the hairline, I also like to apply it in this little corner right here. You can also apply contour right here. Really, contour and bronzer do the same thing, in my opinion. Some people freak out when you say that, but the only difference is that bronzer is usually sparkly, so if you don't like that crazy sparkly tan look, then go for contour. But if you want something that's like a little bit sparkly and gives dimension and glow to your face, I like using bronzer, which is why I'm using it in this little temple area. So I like using it in the temples. Then I'm going to use this same tool to brush my bronzer down into my contour. And this is not the blending part, this is just to get bronzer down into the pattern of my contour. And I am also going to blend my bronzer in around my hairline as well. some people like applying contour or bronzer to their jaw right here if it's not very defined. My jawbone is defined, and I also think that it leaves a harsh line that looks like you didn't blend your makeup in very well, so I typically do not put it there. But if you don't have a defined jawline and you want to have a defined jawline, you can use the same tool, put contour or bronzer on your brush and put it along your jawline. Next, I'm going to be blending all of this in, and I'm doing that with another e.l.f. brush, and this is just the blending e.l.f. brush. This actually isn't labeled on the packaging, so I don't know exactly what it's called, but I'm pretty sure it's called the blending e.l.f. brush. These two brushes were $6 at the drugstore. Again, the contouring palette is around $5. The color icon is $3 or less if it's on sale. I'm going to be putting all of these specific prices below so you know for a fact, but this is about as cheap as contouring gets. I could not find cheaper products literally at the drugstore for contouring. So when it comes to being on a budget, this is literally the cheapest that you're going to get for contouring, including the brushes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this contour in on both sides, and you're going to use this brush and you're going to sweep up, because the whole point is that you have this defined line that stops here as your cheekbone would, so you do not want to blend it down, you want to blend it up. And this, unfortunately, is sometimes harder to blend, both because of this pigmented formula and also because this motion is not an easy blending motion. So once you get most of it blended, I also like to just do a circle to get all the harsh lines out. To me, this looks fine. This is blended fine. Some people don't like there being any ounce of a line at all, so you can keep blending if that's what you prefer. For me, this looks good. My hair is going to lay over it, so this is fine for me. I'm going to move on to the other side. So as you can see, this is much more blended than this, but I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay guys, so I blended in my cheeks and I also blended in the bronzer that was from my hairline, and now I'm going to do one more contouring step. This is completely optional. Really, contour is about making your face look a different way. So for me, I have a round face, so I like to accentuate my cheekbones and my hairline to make my forehead look smaller and my face look more chiseled. And I also have a pretty big nose that I don't really like, so I'm going to contour my nose. If you have a nice pointed nose, this is completely optional, you don't have to. And you can also contour your chin, you can contour your jawline. If you're interested in stuff like that, let me know, but you can find it on YouTube. People that have closer to your face shape will have videos like that. So I'm going to contour my nose by just applying the same contouring powder, and I'm using an eyeshadow brush by Andre Laurent, but if you have any other eyeshadow brush, wow, the lighting just went crazy, then that will also work fine. I do not know what's going on with my lighting, so I'm just going to put two lines, and you can also do a little line across the bridge right here for a more natural look, and I'm going to blend that in real quick. Okay, so I blended in my nose contour, and now I'm going to be moving on to my blush, which I consider a part of contouring because, I don't know, especially because I'm using the NYX Baked Blush with illuminator and bronzer in it. So this color kind of adds a little bit of bronzer here, so don't overdo it on the cheeks. If you do use a blush that doubles as a bronzer, you can use any blush. This is just the blush that I like, and I'm using the Andre Laurent blush brush. I'm just going to sweep this in here and apply it to the apples of my cheeks all the way back towards my temples. What I love about this blush is that it doesn't add a lot of pigmentation to my cheeks. I don't like a really dramatic blushing type look. It more adds glow. As you can tell, it adds a little bit of glow right here as if I applied a highlighter, and it adds a bronzer-ish look. To me, this is enough blush. I don't really like a whole pink look, but if you are into that, then you should definitely get something that's more pigmented and less bronzer-like. And the final step in my contouring regimen is to add highlighter to this part of my face to add, you know, a little bit of reflection and glow on the face. I do not have a good highlighter that I use. I literally use a eyeshadow, and I use the Bootycall color from the Naked palette. That's this one right here. What I do is I sweep my finger in here. I literally apply it with my finger. This is what it looks like. I put it right here and I just blend it. You can use eyeshadows as highlighters. You can use contour as eyeshadows. Really, a lot of people don't realize that makeup is so versatile. You don't have to use everything for exactly what it's marketed for. Because this is basically, this eyeshadow is a highlighter. Highlighters are just shiny eyeshadows. They're pretty much the same formula. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Guys, and that is it. I will link all of the products that I used in the description below, and I'll also put the prices that I paid for them. And they're all drugstore products except the Naked palette, but you can really use any eyeshadow. Pretty much every eyeshadow palette comes with a shiny white color, and that can be used as a highlighter. Even like a shiny pink or a shiny like yellowish color, a goldish color can work too. One thing I'd like to note is that this contouring palette from Wet n Wild comes with this lighter color right here. This, they brand it as a highlighter. I do not use it as a highlighter. I like shiny highlighters, and they recommend that you apply it in this part of your forehead, and let's see, they also say that you can apply it here, here, here. Personally, I think that these two parts of my face are perfectly highlighted. I do not like using a shiny highlighter there, but I do prefer a shiny highlighter on my cheekbones, so I use the eyeshadow. But if you are interested in following the regimen I use and using this product, they have instructions on the back of how to contour if you're interested in stuff that I did not show you. So yeah guys, that's it for the contouring regimen that I do that's on a budget. If you do not want to pay, you know, $20, $30 for a contouring palette, don't. The drugstore has perfectly good bronzer and contouring palettes for very cheap, and Wet n Wild's products are pretty good. So yeah, that's it guys. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're interested in seeing more videos that I have to show you, then subscribe. I will be doing a review of my July Ipsy bag probably tomorrow or Thursday, because it's supposed to be coming in tomorrow, which I'm super excited about. It's my first Ipsy bag, so definitely tune in to check that out. Thanks for watching guys. Bye.